We're going to continue talking about expressions. Expressions is a mathematical sentence or phrase that contains numbers, variables, and operators. And today we're going to talk about how to write them. Okay. Before you watch this video, you need to make sure that in your notes are all the key words you need when you're writing expressions. Okay. Those can be found on a Google Doc that I shared with you on the practice schedule. If you have not written those down, make sure that you get those in your notes before you watch this video. Okay, the first one that we're going to do is written 6 more than y. Okay, 6 more than y. So we need to look at this sentence and we need to create an expression from this sentence. The first thing I always do is I circle or underline the key words. So in this case, one of the key words is more than. And if you look at your notes or you look at those key words, if you're not sure what this means, you'll find that that is under the addition. Okay? So this means addition. So we're going to take 6, more than means addition, and the variable y. So our expression is 6 plus y. The next one that we are going to do is 2 minus the product of 3 and x. Okay, so this is a little bit longer one. It has more than one operator in it. So the first thing I'm going to do, just like last time, is underline the keywords. So minus is a keyword. Okay, and the keywords refer to the operations. And these are the words that you can find on the chart. Minus, product. Okay, those are both keywords. So then I just go through this. 2 minus subtraction. The product means multiplication. What are we going to multiply together? Well, we are going to multiply together 3 and x. So how do we show that? When it's a variable, we can just write 3x. So this is 2 minus the product is multiplication. When a number is next to a variable, that means multiplication. So we have 3x. Okay? You might also see this written 2 minus the product of 3x could be written like this. Because remember, this means multiplication. It could also be written like this. But this is the simplest way to write it. So that would be my goal for you, to write it like that. Okay? Let's try another one. I'm going to erase this. The next one is 12 less than. I'm actually going to write that out a little more. 12 less than the quotient of 4 and a. 12 less than the quotient of 4 and a. Okay, so I'm going to underline the keywords again. Less than and quotient are the keywords. Less than is subtraction, and quotient is division. Okay, and you can find those words on your chart that you put in your notes. 12 less than. Okay, less than is kind of a special term or a special vocab that you find on your chart because it has a star next to it, or it should have a star next to it. That means that you're going to flip the expression, which means anything that comes before this, before less than, is going to go second in the expression. So we're going to write it like 12 less than, because 12 is smaller than whatever comes next. It's smaller than whatever comes next in the expression. So 12 is less than, so we're going to write minus 12, the quotient of 4 and a. Okay, the quotient of 4 and a. So quotient means division, so we're just going to write 4 divided by a minus 12. So 4 over a minus 12. 12 is less than whatever 4 divided by a is. Okay? So 4 divided by a minus 12. Or 12 less than the quotient, division, 4 divided by a. Alright, let's try one more. Multiply h by 5, comma, then divide 2 by the result. Okay, this is one that you're going to see on your IXL practice, and they use this word by the this phrase by the result quite a bit. Okay, so I want you to get familiar with it, and that's why I'm going to go over this one. So this one's specifically useful for IXL. So let's go through this. First of all, underline the key words. Multiply h by 5. Then there should be an n here. Then divide 2 by the result. Okay? So when they say by the result, they mean the first sentence, multiply h by 5, and then you'll get a result. So that's what they're talking about. They're talking about this result is whatever came before the comma. So we're going to take multiply h by 5. Well, h by 5 is the same as 5h. Okay? Or 5 times h. Okay? I'm just going to write 5h though. Okay? Then you're going to divide 2 by the result. You're going to divide 2 by the result. The result is 5h, and we're going to take 2 divided by 5h. So we're going to write that 2 divided by 5h, or 2 over 5h. Okay, because this means 2 divided by 5h. You could also write it like 2 divided by 5h. Okay? Now on IXL, they're going to give you a way to be able to write it like this. This is how they want to see it. Okay? So like I said, this last example that we talked about is very useful for IXL. When they say by the result, they mean whatever's in front of that comma. That's the result they're talking about. Okay? This is just a few examples on how to solve and write expressions from a sentence. There are more videos below this one on your practice schedule that can help you write these expressions if you are confused. But make sure that whenever you're writing expressions that you have your notes out, open to the page where you have written all of the key words that we know when we are writing these expressions. Okay? Make sure if you have questions that you get those answered. Otherwise, this should be a good start for you on how to solve and write expressions.